So today I want to talk about two teams who I think can make big offseason changes going into our next offseason. So one, I think the Nuggets. Them, over this last year, last offseason, they made some of the best bench requirements they could have got. Them getting Cam Johnson, them getting a bunch of players that fit around Jokic was, ideal. It was perfect. But going into the season was, real injury riddle season for them. Them having Aaron Gordon injured for most of the season. Jokic himself getting injured for a while. Peyton Watson being injured for, up and down the season a lot. Them not having their players when they need them the most is the reason why I feel like they're going to make a big change. Specifically, I think it could definitely be Aaron Gordon, specifically him. Not because he don't fit with them, not because he don't play good at them, not because, anything else besides health. They just haven't been able to have him healthy, when they need him. If they can't have him healthy at the playoff time when they need him, they don't, what do they need him for? He makes so much of a big difference for them. Like when he playing, he wins series for them. He do everything. He just like the player that, fit around and do everything for everybody. But, if you're not there, you really can't do nothing for them. So I feel like them shopping him, maybe them shopping, maybe Jamal Murray, which I don't really agree with. Some people, maybe, jump off a cliff and say, him having this bad playoff series, maybe they should trade him, all this and that. But I still think, keep Jamal, keep Jokic together. But maybe Aaron Gordon got to go. Maybe they got to find, another big wing, a big somebody else, fill in a spot for him. But overall, I think, they'll make a big change. The second team I want to talk about is Orlando Magic. I think they've been needing to make a big change for a couple years. They just, got rid of their coach, of course. That's right, one step in the right direction. But I think they got to get off Paulo or Franz. They can't have both of them. I think they should low-key get off Franz just because the same thing, like, kind of agree with the Aaron Gordon thing. Him not being healthy is the thing that's been holding them back. Them getting Desmond Bane was a good pickup for them. He played good for them that season, for the season this year. But they didn't have all three of their stars, together on the court at the same time. When you can't get all your stars on the court at the same time, you can't get the chemistry built, you can't get the rotations and everything built. It's hard for for that team to play when it comes to playoff time. And when it came to playoff time, it was hard for them to play, and they still didn't have their starter, Franz Wagner, him being in and out of games. That's going change the rotation, change the energy, change everything on the court. So them not having healthy players on their team, that's one of the things they got to change up. They need to get a new center. I feel like Wendell Carter, they need to get a new center with him. They need to go in a new direction. Anthony Black was disappointing this year. I feel like he had a good regular season. None of this stuff transferred to the second half / playoffs of the year. Jalen Suggs, he was disappointing this year. A lot of the players they had was kind of disappointing. So I feel like they got to change a lot up.